don't feel like doing anymore. So all those activities that I have the kids doing, I actually have taken pictures of the thousands of activities that I have, and I have multiple pictures of maybe the same thing. You see that? Hard lighting here is not that great. Visualization, visual perception, motor, fine motor, auditory activities, all sorts of things. And so I have to keep a track of them in here, and then I might change it midweek. I try not to, but sometimes if I have to make an adjustment because a child is having issues with something, I make the adjustment as needed, make sure I let the child know so the next time they come, they're not like, why is she changing that? So I have lots of extras, but it takes a lot of time to cut them out. And what I've done, I put them on, like, I think these were old sheets from a overhead projector, and because I ran out of, like, I ran out of the page protectors, but I usually try to store them in there. And I haven't put holes. I could put holes in this one. I need to get them in the binder again. And so this is for the kids from elementary age, and these are the binder for the kids that are pre-K. So I try to keep them in here, and that's what I was just doing, moving them around and taking them out and putting them in. So I just have to make sure the kids understand what they have to do at each station, and most of the things that they've done, they've already done. So, and then they can be more independent, even like for the skipping ropes. So what we've done was fill shoe boxes. These are the shoe boxes. Shoe boxes are here. Basically, yeah. So for now, so when they come, everybody's got their own skipping rope. That's so we're gonna put more stuff on. She only put, I have some helping me. She needs to put more stuff, and that's not enough because you can use it. So I need 2 sets. All right. So they will have their names on these when they come. I'm only making like 11 for now. I'm not doing 20 of them. We'll have to see how things work out and how they go. So if I put this up on the board next to their name, they know that they have to get the skipping rope, and then I would write the number. Let's say if I want them to do 50, put them up there, or I might put music note, which means that when the music is on, you are to skip until the music stops, if you can. And I would start off with like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and hopefully build it up. I'm gonna have to take them right back this time because their stamina is probably nowhere near where it needs to be. Visual efficiency area, I put some of the activities here. So if I have a new staff, so when I have a new staff member and they are not sure what to do, or they want like just some cues, these are some of the activities that you'll find it here. So you can take any of these activities and put it on the board, and you know it's from visual efficiency, but I have to make sure they know where to put these back and where they go. So they might be doing tracing, dot to dot, swinging ball on the balance beam. There's their wagon wheels and ocular motor and overs and unders and auditory stuff, and yeah. So I just have to make sure I have images, because some of our kids might have, let's say if they have a reading issue, or they're only 4, or if they might not be able to read, or even if they can read, they might not be able to comprehend what I'm asking them to do. So I use pictures and images, and therefore I can control 18 children of different ages at the same time to a certain extent. And then when I have assistance, I can pull a child from doing something, work with them one-on-one. Let's say we're doing auditory discrimination or some vision work that I need to make sure that they're doing it correctly. And someone else, I can have someone else pull or volunteer pull another child, and so on and so forth like that. So that's what all this work is about, and that's why I'm tired and I don't feel like doing it anymore. And I've got some more to sort out now. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, so here's a board from, as an example, before I erase it. So I have these 3 kids here, 2 kids here, and 2 kids here. So when these kids come in here, they know that they are to use the hand sanitizer, take off their shoes and socks, pack their stuff up in the cubby, use the toilet, wash their hands. Then they move on to this activity. And I'll put like a number 3 or 4 or whatever, how many times they have to do it. And when they see this one, so they know that they're working on the blue wall, and I have one side for language and the other side for math. So they would find their names that I put up here, and they know where to go, and they start working on that board cross-touching stations, balance beam, push-up walks, making rainbows. Then we have spooder boards. We have the squeezy. They like that. So that's what these guys are working on. And then, see, this is the same board. And I have that number 1 for these kids, but it's at number 3 for these guys. But their names will be in different places on these boards anyway, so they won't be doing it at the same time, and they have different things that they have to do. So I have to make sure the board has things for each categories, because I have like 2 more boards like this full of children's names and activities, same way. So then they would be doing this same one here. This is a different plexiglass writing. You see, that's the same, but they're separated a bit. And I have 3 children doing this one. I have 2 doing this. And they come at different times, so they would start when they're arrived. So if someone comes later, then that person would be behind them. So, and a lot of them, there are different ones. If they need help counting, whatever. And I have these guys over here. So this is all the things that they do. So different orders, different activities. And I don't know where I put the other boards. They're around here somewhere. But anyway, it takes a lot of organization up front to do something like this, and make sure you have the right pictures, make sure they're big enough they understand, because this was funny. What did he do? I had to fix this picture because, what did he do? Oh, the boy, he saw this picture and he had missed the date, and that's why they should be here every day. He missed it. So what they have, they said they put their feet in here, their hands on the floor, and it's all about perspective too. And they use their hands and their feet, and they keep their feet on the balance beam as they move along the beam until they get to the end. He got, this is interesting, this is my fault because I know he has visual perception issues. So it's not funny, but it is funny. So he got on the balance beam that we have, the purple beam. He put his feet here and his hands there, and he just, it was 2 kids, he just stayed there. But because he thought he just said, but then the other child, the other boy, and this is, he laid on the beam and put his hands on either side of it because it looks like she's laying on the beam. So that's why you need to, don't skip days. But anyway, but it was funny. And like, I work with kids all day, so forgive me, but I have to get my kick somehow because it's the stuff that they do is just like, it keeps me going for all the other crap that I have to deal with. That was funny. They just kill me. So that was my fault. So I should have done a better picture. It was my fault. I should have put the angle differently, but that's just things you have to consider when you're working with kids. So I just thought I'd share that. And here are examples of some of the other boards. These ones in the beginning are written. This is actually before I switched to the pictures. It's fine for the older kids, but I needed someone to explain to the little kids what to do. So that's why I scrapped the writing and I just started taking pictures of everything I had and trying to make sure the kids understood what to do when they see a certain picture. That's how I kind of organize things. And yeah, I like things to be organized. And this is what it looks like in action. You can have kids working on skills that they really need, somewhat independently. I have quite a few volunteers this year, which I am so grateful about or for. We need some more, but we're getting there. And it's a constant revision of what's working for a child, what's developmentally appropriate, and what's the next stage. Or if they're having difficulty in an area, what's the underlying cause of that difficulty? And that's what we address so that the academics can be that much easier. Once I get my new staff on board, I would love to be able to turn my attention to providing workshops for caregivers, teachers, professionals, anybody who wants to learn more about neurodevelopmental education. So hit me up if you're interested and we'll see what we can do.